Hi and welcome back to my kitchen, and today we're gonna make a eggplant dish. I'm gonna call it Eggplant Tower. What's nice about it, it's a vegetarian, so if you want it to be vegan, just eliminate the cheese. I was inspired by an Israeli chef that did it, and what's nice about this dish that you can do it in advance if you entertain at home. That way when people come and sit down, it takes about 20 minutes to do the last stage of the cooking, but then it's a wonderful dish to serve. So let's see what ingredients we need for the dish. So of course the eggplant, I have about 3 tablespoons of garlic, 1 tablespoon of thyme, I have pesto sauce that I made in advance, chopped parsley, I have pine nuts that I toasted in advance, and I have about half a cup of grated Parmesan, about 1.5 cup of breadcrumb. I have sliced tomato, I have tomato paste, and then tomato juice, of course, from San Marzano, Italy. And let's get started. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take the eggplant and slice them about 1/4 inch each, and we're going to place it on a tray with parchment pepper, and let me show you what we're going to do. Now, if you don't like the skin, that's okay too. You can just peel it off and do it without the skin. I like the skin. I think it's give another flavor to the dish. So let's do this one. I'm gonna put it here. Let's do the last one. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make a paste so we can put it on top of the eggplant. So I have the garlic, I have a tablespoon of thyme, and then some salt, some pepper, and of course olive oil, about quarter of a cup, something like that, because we're going to use it for the next stage as well, so may as well have it. I'm going to mix it. And I already set the oven at 425, so when I finish, we're going to place it in the oven for about 20 minutes. So so you put all the seasoning around the top of it. Okay, so we finished that segment. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in the oven at 425 for about 20 minutes. What we're making now, we're going to make while the things is in the oven, we're going to make the tomato sauce for later. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take garlic, as I always do, smash it a little bit, put it in here. This very small piece of pepper flakes, put it in here. Olive oil, just a little bit, and let it cook a little bit. I like to put one more piece of basil at this time, so it kind of get into the olive oil as well. Give it more flavors. And in a second, we're going to let the tomatoes in it, and we're going to make it for about 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Cook it, and that will be the sauce that will go on the plate of the item that we're cooking. While the sauce is being cooked, I'm going to start to prepare the mix that eventually will go on top of the tower. So what we need breadcrumbs, which I'm going to put, it's about a cup to cup and a half. I'm going to put some pine nuts that I toasted earlier. I'm going to put about half a cup of parsley, chopped parsley. And I'm going to put grated Parmesan. a little bit of thyme of what I've left there should go in it. Salt and peppers, not much, just a little bit, because the Parmesan is already salted. Yes, we're going to mix it, and then we're going to add some olive oil to it, and that will be the mix that will go on top of the towers, and I'll show it to you. So I had it in the oven for about 20 minutes on 425, and now we're going to start to assemble the dish. We have one more step after that. I'll show you first what we do. So I'm going to cut the nice big pieces as a foundation. And what nice, this is the part that you can do in advance, and just before we put it in, if you have guests, that's when you can cook it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit tomato paste in the middle of each one. Basically it's a concentrated tomato, and what I'm going to do next, I'm going to just with my finger spread it a little bit, just a little bit. Give it just a foundation, and then I'm going to take the tomatoes, sliced tomatoes, and just put them in like this, nicely. And you can see the dish coming along nicely. And what I'm going to do, on top of it, I'm going to put just a little bit of pesto. Not a lot, just a teeny bit. Give it another layer of flavors. And then, on top of it, we're going to have just a teeny bit of grated Parmesan cheese. Again, not a lot, just to give some flavors to the layer. And now we're going to put next layer of eggplants. And we're going to do the same thing with the tomatoes. Again, a little bit in the center. And I like to use a tube, that way, you know, when you finish using it, you just seal it and put it in the fridge and use it again when you need it. Much better than opening a can and then, you know, it's harder to keep it. Even though you could put it in a plastic bag and freeze it till the next time you have to use it when you use a can. Again, so we're going to do the tomatoes this time. Two of them this time. So I put the tomatoes, then I'm going to go again a little bit pesto, and then we're going to put again just a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese, again just to give it another layer of flavors. Don't have to be, and you can put as little or as much as you wish, but the idea is just to give it a little bit flavors. And now we're going to do the last layer on top. And on top of it, we're going to put the mix of the breadcrumb with the parsley and the thyme and the pine nuts. And we're going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. Let's look at that. So what I'm going to do here, and what you're going to do basically, you want to create it like a layer. Yes, it's okay, you can put more. I have more. And now I'm going to put it in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, and this is the last stage, and then we're going to plate it. So it was in the oven for about 11 minutes this time, because the oven was a little bit on the hotter side. But what you want to do, you want to look at that and make sure you take it out when everything, the breadcrumb become a little bit golden color. And let's now plate it. What I usually do, I put a little bit tomato sauce in the middle of the plate, spread it around. And then take one of those eggplant dish, put it in the middle, and for a little bit decoration, if you want, you can put a little bit green parsley around to give it some kind of a happy colors. And here we go.